Hey guys, what's going on? It is the LA Fakers back with yet another video. It is JackaFit9 joined by
James Joe Jam.
yes sir. And in today's video, the mock draft, it's coming up. It's right around the corner. As of like today, it's in like 11 days. Um, so it's it's right there, and we thought we'd have a little bit of fun and do our own mock draft, but we both choose, like, we both basically have half the draft. I choose with the first pick and the third pick and so on, and Jam with his rounds, he starts with the second pick and the fourth pick and so on.
This will be fun.
So,
I'm not no draft expert, but
no,
Ah,
we are not draft experts.
the Titans are
This
on
is
the
just,
clock.
Yes, sir. Dun-dun-dun. Oh, I don't know what the sound is, but but the first pick in the NFL draft, the Titans will be selecting Cam Ward. That's who I think will be going
Yep.
to the Titans. I think,
I
it's
think
pretty
that's-
obvious.
Yeah, it's unanimous at this point.
There's not much to say about it. He's been like the consensus number one pick for a while. It'd be quite shocking if he didn't go number one.
Yeah, they need a QB.
I mean, he's the best quarterback in this draft, and quarterback's the most important position.
All right, well, with the second pick, the Cleveland Browns. Now this one's kind of tough for me. It's it was Shador, now then it was Abdul, now it's Travis Hunter. I think signing Joe Flacco means we're probably not going to QB, and we're probably getting one next season, which means, as much as I like Abdul Carter, I don't know. I think you can't pass up on Travis Hunter, and that Jerry Jeudy, Travis Hunter, and Cedric Tillman, I think, is lethal. So I am going to be taking Travis Hunter, number 2 overall, with the Cleveland Browns.
Ooh, that's fair enough. That's your team. I disagree. I think Abdul Carter would be the number 2 pick. I mean, he's probably the best defensive player in the draft.
Definitely.
Let's say.
Well, I mean,
But,
Travis Hunter.
Travis Hunter, he
I
is
thought he could
good, but
pass.
like
That's true.
he's
Abdul's
not the
better,
best
but-
defensive player. He's not the best attacking player, but he's definitely the best of both. That's his biggest value.
Yeah,
And he's a freak athlete, just like Abdul, I guess.
like a lot of these guys.
And I feel like, it's either way. It's the Giants are kind of the same. Yes, they kind of need quarterback, but I think Russ and Jameis Winston for a year is not going to be, the end of the world. They've definitely experienced a lot of bad QBs. But I don't see them going with Shador. I see them going with Abdul Carter. It just makes so much sense. I mean, it's already a good defense, but imagine Abdul Carter. Just makes it even better.
For sure.
Abdul's gonna be him. So,
Well, the Patriots, number 4. This is tough, Got to consider Mason Graham. The only, pushback on Mason Graham is they just absolutely paid Milton Williams. But Christian Barmore is out with something, so they'd consider it. But I think with, how
and they
much...
need an offensive line.
Yeah,
They
with
need
how
an
much
offensive line.
Drake May was under pressure last season, I think you have to go Will Campbell. He's probably the best
Sure.
lineman in this draft, so I think they just need to draft someone on the O-line after last season.
For sure.
So Will Campbell.
Yeah, I think he's a bit of a home run hit. Even if he doesn't work out as a tackle, I think he'll be a great guard.
Yep.
Anyways, so. And this makes the pick even easier for the Jags. Of course, they're gonna go Mason Graham. He's such a monster, and he's just gonna be dominant, bro. And I mean, yeah. I don't think there's too much to say. The Jags are gonna get an elite player in Mason Graham. I believe.
Yeah, I think number 6 is pretty easy as well. I think it's going to be Ashton Genty. Heisman contender, came second behind Travis Hunter. And the Raiders need a running back right now. They got Raheem Mostert, but
Loki, they're making a fun team. If they have him and the tight end,
Oh.
Genty and the tight end, that's gonna be kind of a fun offense.
and Brock Bowers. Yeah, that is nice. That's a nice duo.
For
They
sure.
need to find a true QB, but maybe they found that answer in Gino. But yeah. Anyway, Ashton Genty, number 6.
I feel like this is where the draft kind of gets a bit tough. The Jets, I've seen Jackson Dart to them. I've seen McMillan so many times. I've seen Tyler Warren, and I feel like they draft Tyler Warren, in my opinion. I mean, just the whole Brock Bowers, being so dominant. I feel like, personally, Tyler Warren goes to the Jets. I just feel like they need a spark on offense, and he's going to be elite for Justin Fields. So I'm going Tyler Warren at 7 to
Interesting.
the Jets. Yep.
Alright, that changes my draft. Number 8, Panthers. I think they have to go with probably Campbell here, just because he
Yeah.
is such a good prospect in he can rush and he can play off ball. So I think he's just such a great prospect, and the Panthers could use him. So I think it's Campbell going 8. Number 9.
And with the 9th pick, give me Will Howard. No, kidding. I mean, it's wrong quarterback. I think that this is where Shador falls. I mean, Derek Carr, as of like yesterday, as of time of recording, I think he had some injury, and now he could be out the season. I'm not completely sure.
Might get. He said he was considering surgery, so.
Yeah, I mean, Shador, he's definitely going to be. I do see him falling. It's kind of the trend as of lately. And I mean, yeah, the Saints should probably just make the move and get him.
That's valid. The team's actually looking pretty good. I know I'm a big, Bears supporter based on last season's combos we had. I believe in them. I believe in the team they're building. But I think it never hurts to get linemen. So I think they're going Membu out of Missouri, who is a nice prospect, and I think he just helps with what they're building. Caleb Williams. They've definitely tried to bolster their O-line this offseason, but with Caleb Williams, you need to protect your franchise guy. So Membu from Missouri, number 10.
That's fair, honestly. This is kind of tough. Because, I mean, a lot of these tackles and these players are kind of the same. Like, they could play tackle, but mainly guards. And, I mean, the Niners, obviously, they need guard and tackle, I think, pretty badly. And I'm going Kelvin Banks Jr. out of Texas. Josh Simmons was the one I was also considering. They're both probably around the same type of player, I feel as if. I think that Kelvin Banks Jr. falls to the Niners.
Okay. Interesting. That's valid. Okay, well. The number 12, the Cowboys. I think they're going to go with the next best running back prospect. There was a big talk about Genty potentially falling to 12. But that's not actually going to happen, I don't think. So that's why they're going to get Marion Hampton. I think they need a running back. And, that's my main reason, I think he'll help them out a lot. I feel like they could have a pretty good year next season.
Man, this is actually interesting. The Dolphins, they could go tackle, they can go guard easily. Or they could go safety, I feel. It's not really listed. They could go DB. It's very interesting. It's been a very offensive heavy draft right now, I would say.
Sure.
And I feel like that's probably going to stay the same. I feel as if they're going to go Josh Simmons, tackle out of Ohio State as a versatile.
Ohio State University.
The Ohio State University, my fault.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
I like
me.
Josh Simmons.
I have him in like Calvin Banks. They're kind of like the same type of player. I feel like the Niners and Dolphins are both gonna get like the same type of player.
Yeah.
Maybe that's just me.
Number
It's up
14.
to you.
Frick. The Colts.
I feel like
okay.
it's pretty obvious. I feel like it's pretty obvious.
You
Personally.
feel like it's pretty obvious. Who do
I
you
do.
think it is?
I think it's gonna be the tight end.
That's
Colson
actually
Lovell.
who I was thinking. They need a tight end right now. But they, I don't like the Colts team at all, man. I don't like what they built. But yeah, what they need, you're right. They need a tight end bad, so I think they're gonna go Loveland, since we saw Tyler Warren go number 7. They would have loved Warren, but Loveland's just a nice prospect. They need a lot, but I think that just helps fill their needs.
Fair. I think that they do really need defense badly. They were like one of the worst, if not the worst. Nah, they weren't the worst, but they were one of the worst defensive teams.
That's true. I think they were like bottom 3 in sacks.
Yeah, they were. They were like bottom 3, if not the worst in the league at pressures.
Yeah.
They barely got any. And I think that Mike Green, Adam Marshall will help that.
That's a great.
You know, Marshall is definitely a smaller school, but he's a baller. He's gonna be him, I think. For sure.
Yeah, he's great at attacking the pass. And damn, I don't know how we got in this situation. No receivers have been taken. I'm actually gonna do something controversial, maybe. I am gonna go receiver, but I'm not gonna go McMillan. I'm gonna go Matthew Golden.
Matthew Golden. That's
just-
fair. That's
Yeah,
decent.
solely because I don't really think they need someone like McMillan. Golden, had an amazing
Like the
combine.
senior
Amazing.
ball.
He had an
Oh,
amazing
combine.
combine. Ran a sub 4.3. So I think that's going to help open up their offense a bit. And I mean, yeah, I like him a lot.
That's fair. Well, with the Bengals, they have a lot to be desired. A lot that, I think it's quite obvious that defense is the problem for them.
Yep.
It's just who to pick.
Yeah, I think I had them getting Michael Williams.
Yeah, that's who I was thinking here. I think I might go. I don't know why. Like, a lot of my picks are just based off of who I feel like could be good, and I feel like Michael Williams would be really nice. He feels like a thing good to me. So I'm going Michael Williams. I'm
And
gonna lead draft.
you don't really know what's going on with Trey Hendrickson too. I feel like he might be gone within next year or two. Because they just refuse to pay him.
That is true. They do refuse to pay him.
Okay, the Seahawks, Seattle, I wanted them to get a lineman, but a lot of them have actually gone off the board already. So I like Malachi Starks, honestly, but I don't think they need him too much.
Yeah, I know. There's just so many teams that they could. I don't know. It's interesting.
Do they go another receiver from Ohio State?
Yeah, hey, they could actually.
McMillan hasn't even gone actually, so if they do go receiver, it's going to be McMillan.
Say your choice.
I think it is. I really was hoping to get someone on the line, but there's no one here.
I know they do need O-line, but Sam Darnold will be okay. So you going
Really?
McMillan?
Yeah, I'm going McMillan for the Seattle Seahawks.
That's fair. Well, I want to propose a trade
Right.
just between us two. You get,
This pick.
obviously you just chose, yeah, you get this pick and I
And you
get
get
the
Broncos.
Steelers pick.
The
Yeah,
Steelers.
Broncos pick, I meant Broncos pick. I would have chosen Steelers.
Yeah, I'm fine with that. So I'll pick
Yeah.
19. You get 20, 21. You get 21. Damn,
Yep. I get the Steelers.
interesting. Okay.
Very
Whoa.
interesting.
The Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Okay. Well, I think they're gonna go with Jade Barron out of Texas. I know he had a really good pro day or scouting combine. I know he had a really good one of those though. So he's an elite athlete.
Yeah.
I don't think they can go wrong with taking him. I think other options I had them. I wanted them to get Jalen Walker, but if Barron's fallen this far, I think he's definitely getting taken here. It's not gonna keep falling.
That's fair. Well, now it's at pick 20 with my Denver Broncos, a playoff team. There are, I think
Listen, go
that Omarion Hampton pick, I would have gone Omarion Hampton all the way, but ball is ball. When at 12 makes sense. And so next best option for the Broncos for me is Luther Burden the third. I just think that
Yeah.
he's Luther Burden. I think that he's him. He will be him. I really like him. I low key, if it was him or McMillan, I might go Luther Burden.
That's
over
crazy.
McMillan, but low key, they're both really good though. I mean, it'd be a tough choice if the Broncos have to choose between both of those players.
Mhm.
But yeah, I'm going Luther Burden. It just makes sense to me, and he's kind of the only guy up here right now that we kind of need desperately. And now for the Steelers pick, really interesting. There's been a lot of talk. Sorry. The demons are telling me to do it.
Nah.
And I'll give in.
Yeah, hey.
Jackson Dart at 21. Jackson
That's,
Dart. It's fair enough. He's probably the consensus third quarterback. Like the third actually good quarterback. Somewhat good quarterback in this draft.
Yep.
Should he be a first rounder? Absolutely not. But as we know, quarterbacks are, they're pretty
Valuable.
Yeah, they're pretty valuable, and I mean, it does feel a bit like a Kenny Pickett situation to me, but they are pretty desperate. I mean, if they get A-Rod, that's all cool. He can learn under A-Rod, But yeah, they haven't even got A-Rod yet, so who knows? Who knows what's gonna happen?
Will Johnson keeps falling.
So are you gonna go with?
No, I'm considering my options here. I'm the Chargers, right?
Yeah, you are.
Well, I do like Egbuka a lot, but
Give it. Go Embuka.
I will. I'm gonna go Emeka Egbuka. Maybe a little biased because I'm an Ohio State fan, but I do really think he can be a very good receiver, and the Chargers do need a receiver pretty much every year. It feels like.
That's fair.
They have 4
Um,
receivers in the top 22. Who would have guessed?
We have Buka, Burden, McMillan. Makes sense. I actually do see these guys going around here. But the next pick, you were talking about him just before, and I personally really like him as a prospect. I don't know why he's been falling. I'm guessing he didn't have as good of a
Pro
what's
day.
it called? Pro day or anything like that, combine. But it's Will Johnson. I mean, to the Packers, he's going to be very interesting. A Michigan player going over to a, non-Michigan. I don't think that is Green Bay in Michigan. I don't know.
What?
I don't know. I'm trying to get the Lions thing. He's going to be pissed with the Lions. He's going to fight all the Lions players. I mean, Will Johnson, I feel like he just had to go at some point, and yeah, the Packers
Right.
could use him.
Green Bay's in Wisconsin, by the way. But that is right.
Man, I don't remember.
Okay, well, 24, the Vikings. Malachi Starks keeps falling. I do like him. as a prospect, so I think he's gonna definitely
fair.
get picked up here.
Harrison Smith is getting older. We
Yeah.
can't forget, so that actually makes a lot of sense.
Yep.
I don't mind that.
I'm happy with that for now.
Alright, well, I'm gonna go with. I believe he'll be drafted at tackle, but will be moved somewhere. I think Gray Zabel out of North Dakota State will go to the Texans. He's just a solid player. I keep seeing him everywhere, and he'll definitely be a back end of the first round type player, probably. So yeah, give me Gray Zabel out of North Dakota State. Bang.
Valid. Okay, well. Jalen Walker has fallen this far. I think the Rams would love a Jalen Walker. They needed a linebacker. Jalen Walker is a great option if he's fallen this far. Yeah, I think that he's going to get picked up.
And now we have the Ravens pick. And you know, this is going to be very interesting. This is going to be a bit of a shot in the dark. Someone who I've seen rise up through the ranks recently. A freak athlete in Nick Emenwari from South Carolina, safety of all things. I think that he's going to go all the way to the Ravens to pair with Kyle Hamilton. I believe that the Ravens are going to get him. So,
Valid.
interesting.
Okay, well, 28, you picked maybe the best athlete, or one of the best athletes in the draft. So I think I should follow suit. I think Detroit are going to go with Shamar Stewart out of Texas A&M.
Yeah, actually, that's very good.
He has great potential, so I do really like it.
Yeah, he really should go higher, but I think the only reason he hasn't is because he has like some off the field issues. He likes to do bad things.
When I did
As,
the mock draft myself, I definitely had him higher. There's still some
that's fair.
valid names there.
There are. I think that Washington kind of see the writing on the wall, and I think that they go as well with an edge. Donovan Ezuruka. How do I say that?
Don't ask.
That guy out of Boston College. He's one of the higher. I don't know too much about him, but I'm sure he'll be pretty good with a name like that.
Alright, well, right after that, we're going to have a third straight edge drafted, I think. James Pierce Jr. has fallen a fair bit, so I think he's going to get picked up here by the Bills. The Bills don't have a lot of needs. They had a very strong team, as I projected at the beginning of the year, so just, keep adding talent with potential that they can come onto the scene and make an impact against the Chiefs.
That is fair. I mean, the Chiefs, the Super Bowl losers, there's not much that they can do right now. I think they go pretty safe, as they kind of have the last couple of drafts. They're just going pretty safe. They're not going to go wide receiver or anything this draft. I think they go Josh Cornley Jr. out of Oregon. He's kind of the best, maybe first round pick remaining, on the offensive line, and I think that they go with it.
Valid.
And now for the last pick in the draft.
32nd pick, the Philadelphia Eagles. They coming off a Super Bowl, don't have a lot of needs. I think we've seen a lot of success with them drafting on the defensive line this late in the draft, or just in the draft in general. And so I think that they're gonna just keep building, and they're gonna draft Nick Scotton out of Texas A&M as the final pick in the first round.
Yes. Well,
That's the mock draft.
yes, sir. I want to see the grade. If you want to see the grade.
F.
Please. overall, I think it's a solid draft. You know, things happen.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, it went a lot different from my personal mock draft.
My one, I didn't even finish it. So. Honestly, I think we cooked. This is what I see a lot of people doing normally. I think that we're better than those bums that work for the NFL. Personally.
Well, let us know down below, you know, who we slept on, who we
Yes, sir.
reached for, and what we did wrong. But
That's what I'm saying.
yeah, I think this is valid. I think this could, you know, something along this lines at least could happen.
I agree.
Wait, let me just, I'm trying to see which pick you belong to me the most first.
I feel like it was a Tyler Warren pick.
It honestly, it kind of was, but I mean, I could see him. He's definitely.
I just
projected
think
to go there, it's
if Brock Bowers did not have as good of a year as he did, I don't think the teams that be tight end as highly. But I feel like teams are really gonna start, valuing athletic tight ends. It's like he is a freak athlete. For a tight end, he's a freak athlete.
Definitely, yeah. Yeah, I don't hate it. It's just I wasn't expecting it.
I mean, I don't like. He's just a player that is kind of like Brock Bowers, and if you can get a Brock Bowers type player, you know, you probably should pick him up. So.
And the other thing that messed me up. Let's see. You know, it's not even like anyone specific, like either of us. It's just all the tackles went so early that like a lot of the teams that I felt needed linemen, there was no one left. So
that's true. The Ahmed member one actually got me because I was so ready to have the 49ers draft him.
Yeah.
I did not expect, you know.
Yeah, I mean, Chicago. I think I had them getting Tyler Warren, so
that's kind of crazy.
I had to, you know, shift.
That is crazy. Oh
I don't think it is.
I thought you had the Colts taking him. Did you say?
I don't think I did.
I swear you said you did.
I might have. You might have any of mine.
Well.
Which picks of mine ruined you the most?
Like I said, probably the Ahmed member one the most. Amari and Hampton as well. I really I knew that it was definitely a possibility to choose them. Just seeing that #1 rank and it was a running back that they needed. I was kind of expecting it, but I really wanted him to drop to the Broncos because he's just gonna be him. But at the same time, you know, it is what it is. It's a draft. It's a pretty stacked running back class. Running back might be the best position in this whole draft class.
Yeah, there were a few times I wanted to go with one of the two out of Ohio State. Probably Hendrickson.
That is true. I didn't even consider them. I can't lie.
I was considering him at the end. Yeah, I thought you might go there with the Chiefs. Yeah.
But it is what it is.
I mean, yeah. All I really have to worry about is that top of the top 2 picks. Is all I care about as a Bears fan.
That's true.
So.
That is true.
But I thought, you know, we thought this would be a fun video. I enjoyed it, honestly.
I did too. It was fun.
I am very excited for the draft. And you know, let us know down below. Again, you know, what we did right, what we did wrong. But this is the end of the video, so we'll see you guys next time. You know, thanks for the support.